This episode is brought to you by Vast as the Ocean Photography and Ill Since 1977 Studios.
And welcome back to another episode of An Ill Conversation. This episode will be another of the conversations with self. Just want to do a quick follow-up video to a video I did on the 1st, I think it was the 29th, the 30th, it was the last day of June, which was the last day of Men's Mental Health Month. So just pardon the noise, I'm outside. But anyways, I want to do a follow-up video. In that video, I talked about how my wife just up and wanted a divorce. Didn't see it coming, no warning or whatever. First, she stated she wanted some time to move out, need time to herself, and then it went from that to I just straight up want a divorce. So she wanted it ASAP. She had drawn up the papers, and I told her just come by on the 1st, I'll sign them or whatever. So that morning I didn't hear from her, so I was like, okay, what's going on? So she texted me about noon, asking what was a good time for her to stop by. I told her I'm off, so just anytime you were good. So she came, she said she'd be here about 4:30 when she got off work. So she showed up, I looked over the paperwork, and she's just basically didn't want anything, just wanted a divorce and her last name back. So I went over the paperwork, looked over it, make sure everything was copacetic. Everything seemed cool, so I just asked her for 2 small favors, and she was like, well, it just depends on what they are. And I was like, you sound like you don't trust me. I mean, I just want 2 small things from you if you want me to sign these papers. It's nothing, no funny business, nothing major. I just wanted, 2 small things. And she finally said, okay, I'll agree to it. What is it? So I was like, well, number one, I want to take our last photo with you, So we, I do photography, so went to a little setup and took 3 photos. I think one was in portrait and 2 were in landscape. I just love taking photos with her, so I just got our last photo in. And I also wanted our last dance or whatever, so played a song, did our last dance. It was very, very emotional for me. I'm not sure how she felt about it. I couldn't even make eye contact. So I was like, so got our last dance out of the way. Signed her papers per her request. She sat there, we watched TV for about 10 minutes or so, and she was like, well, you want to talk about it? You have any questions or whatever? And I just shook my head, no. I didn't have any questions because So I guess the papers are being filed and everything's gonna be finalized soon, I'm assuming. Like I said, I'm not sure of the whole process, but I do want to touch on a few things. So on my blog that I do, I talk about, building up families and, kings and queens coming together to build their empire, build their kingdoms, queendoms or whatever, their household. And make sure the kids are good and all that, bring them up, and generational wealth and self-mastery. There's a lot of positive things I like to talk about on my website. But I do want to say, when someone does not want to be in your kingdom anymore, or they don't want to be your queen anymore, or they don't want to be your spouse, or don't want to be in your life anymore, just let them go. It's easier said than done. I signed the paperwork. It was a little bit easier for us because we didn't have any kids together. There was no property, there was no assets. So, it was a pretty simple, I guess, snap, breakage, or split, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty simple. So, whenever they don't want to be there, because when she initially asked me, she was like, are you willing to sign the papers? And I was like, I kind of have no choice. If I don't sign, it doesn't make you want to be with me, it doesn't make you want to stay. So I just signed, and because it's like, what's the point of not signing? As much as it hurt, it did hurt like crap, but I just know not signing would just not make you want to stay. So just when they don't want to be here, just let them go. Number 2, try not to ask questions. In my opinion, from my approach, just from my mental health, I just know the less that I know, the better off I would be, because sometimes asking and answering questions just only, cause more questions to arise. And like I said, the less I know, the better off I am, and we had a good friendship. We were friends. We dated, we got married, we had a very, very good marriage. She even admitted, all the good times. Just on an honesty standpoint, I will say that I would say 95% of our time together was good. We did have spouts, because there's no such thing as a perfect relationship or a perfect marriage. So I will say 95% of it was good. We hung out, we got along, and we did have our disagreements, but it was nothing that love couldn't keep together. So like I said, just didn't ask questions. Just the less I know, the better off I am. And just now going forward, just have to move forward, just try to find a hobby or something to keep me busy. Hopefully I can get my YouTube to pick up a little bit. That'll keep me busy. I know my whole travel thing, our plan was to go travel more, being that, we paid some stuff off and we actually had the financial means to go travel a little bit and go, take some flight here, go see the world, our first cruise and all that good stuff. So in celebration of us, I'm going to continue our plans. I want to go travel. I want to go I'm going out of state actually in about 2 weeks. Actually, that's about 20 days. I'm going on another trip. It's supposed to be our anniversary trip, which would have been our ninth year anniversary on the 31st of July. But now our anniversary trip is turning into a solo trip. And next year for our 10-year anniversary, I wanted to go to Belize or to Guam. Probably Belize, because it's a little bit closer, a little cheaper. And just, I'm going to try to go to Belize next year for our 10-year, even though, we won't be celebrating 10, but it will be our 10-year if we would have made it. But I'm still going to celebrate us, And I don't know, people always say, well, one door closes, another opens, and God probably got somebody better for you. And, in all honesty, I'm pretty sure there are better people out there. Depending on what your definition of better is, but I'm honestly not looking for anyone. I don't care how better they are. I want to take this time for myself to heal and, grow my YouTube and, try to leave some stuff for my daughter. Like when I do leave this planet, she can look back at my YouTube and say, hey, that's my dad. As corny as he was, that's my dad right there. She'd have these videos to remember me by and stuff like that. Keep busy, and I'm not looking for anyone. If someone does pop up and they kind of can help me put the pieces back together, and they come with the things that I'm lacking, I guess I'll be okay with getting to know someone. But at this point, I'm not even looking for that. Just trying to, pick up the pieces, and because everything's been torn asunder, just emotionally, my heart, everything's in pieces right now. But I do have all the pieces still. They're all here, and just have to slowly, piece by piece, put them back together. So, but as I stated, I was going to keep this video short. So, like I said, when I do go on my trip in about, I think it's like 19 days. Today, it's 19 days today. So I do have some new toys to play with. Right now, I am recording on this Insta360 X5 with the updated chips and the bigger sensor. And they just had a software update, a firmware update or whatever recently. So if it looks like a cameraman's following me around, just know that my broke ass cannot afford a cameraman or a camera crew. This is just my Insta360 cam. So I'll stretch it out a little bit further. And I don't know, with the software, it's a learning curve. With the editing, it's a learning curve. But I don't know. I just got something new to play with. So now I can just record on my X5 and upload to my iPad via Bluetooth or do the cloud, whatever, depending on what kind of Wi-Fi or connection you may be around. Edit my videos, so the workflow should be a little faster now. I don't have to worry about lugging a big DSLR or a big mirrorless camera around, even though to me, a big mirrorless camera sounds like an oxymoron compared to DSLRs. But there is a trade-off when you do go with an action cam like the X5. You are trading in a little quality for portability. I mean, the fact that it is a 360 camera, it is more flexible, it's more diverse. I guess you could say you can actually get shots and angles that you never thought possible, you know. So, but all that's happening now, and got something new to kind of keep my mind off of things, kind of keep my mind busy. I did get the, I think it's called the Flow 2 Pro for your phone. It's a cell phone gimbal. I'll be using it on my trip as well. It does have tracking if you do have an iPhone, so I can continue to look like I do have a camera crew follow me. I do have the Air mic. I'm using it right now. So the little, they call them dead cats, fell off and I couldn't get it back on. So you may hear cars passing by. Hopefully the audio is decent, legible or whatever, but I am outdoors. We just had some rain. The birds are chirping. There's a red bird right there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna turn the camera so maybe you can see the red bird. He is getting on my damn nerve, but he is pretty though. So, well, let me bring this to a close. As stated, all of the divorce stuff, I guess, is in the works. Do I love my wife? Yes. Am I angry? Yes. Am I sad? Yes. I'm just a ball of emotions right now. Do I want her to be happy? I mean, I want her to be happy, but I would like to be happy with us. But I do want her to feel some of the pain that I'm feeling. I mean, till death do us part. So when I'm happy, you should be happy. When I'm sad, you should be sad, you know. We did make that bond together, and with God and with the universe, or, you know, we do have that vow together. So as I stated, I do love her to death. I'm still going to celebrate us. Don't want anything bad to happen to her, but I do want her to know that I am hurting. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say. That kind of ties back in with the men's mental health month. Like, when you are in pain, it's okay to be in pain. It's okay to stress. It's okay to feel how you feel. I mean, if you want her to slip and fall on her face in the grocery store, you have the right to feel how you feel. I mean, just, those are your feelings. You have to protect them. You have to feel how you feel until you get past that. So, but let me bring this to a close. As I stated, everything's in the works. I want to do a quick update, and also, men, just so you know, whenever you're going through stuff, the way men have been conditioned through our lives, just when you need help, just know that no one's coming for you. You have to be your own therapist, and you have to be your own coach and your own support line. You just, as men, that's just how we are. You have to be there for yourself. As I stated, if you need help, no one is coming. So you have to be able to have your own back and your own front. So like I said, appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully the next video won't be too far away. Got some stuff in the works for my trip, for my travel channel. I got some stuff in the works for my Ill Studios channel, my short films and stuff. So just be on the lookout. I'll try to keep y'all updated as much as possible. So, all right, until then.